Hi, come on, how you doing today? Nice to see you once again. Yeah, my name is Barry Ufuma Ubioma. All right, so I have this very interesting topic to share with you today. A simple question: belief versus enlightenment. Which is superior? Let's take example of what we mean by belief. Your religious belief, either as a Christian or as a Muslim or as an Buddhist, whatever it is, that belief you hold so dearly, is it superior to enlightenment, personal enlightenment? Let's start with what we understand by belief. When you say belief, what is belief? What do you understand by belief? We can say it is a conviction that you accept, to be true. A conviction that you accept to be true. Okay, often it's shaped by your culture. Okay, it's shaped by the religion you practice. It's shaped by your upbringing, and then of course your environment where you currently reside. But something you have held without needing full understanding. Something that you have held for so long without needing full understanding is a belief. Okay, it gives you stability, it gives you meaning, it gives you identity. Okay, so beliefs say, I accept this as true. Belief helps you to cope. Belief helps you to hope. Belief helps you to commit. Belief helps you to stay grounded. But belief can also be limiting. Belief and can be inherited rather than examined. Belief makes you vulnerable to manipulation, and that's why humans are largely gullible. So that is just a brief description of what belief is. What about enlightenment? What is enlightenment? When you say you are enlightened, what does it mean? Enlightenment simply means an understanding, not just an accepting. An understanding, not just an accepting. Okay, it's also a state to see beyond the dogma, an illusion, and conditioning. A state to see beyond the dogma, an illusion, and conditioning. So, enlightenment is freedom from what I call fear-based thinking. Freedom from fear-based thinking. There are 5 levels or stages. Will I say 5? Let me say 4. 4 levels or stages to enlightenment. The first one is conditioning. The second is inquiry. The third is understanding. And then finally, enlightenment. Let's take them one after the other. Now, enlightenment says, I see things as they truly are. Not that I see things as I accept them. I see things as they truly are. Enlightenment leads to wisdom. Enlightenment leads to inner peace. It leads to detachment. It leads to critical thinking. It leads to self-mastery. So, which is superior? Is it your belief, either your religious beliefs, or is it enlightenment? Which is superior? Please share in the comments which you think is superior, your beliefs or moving towards enlightenment. Now, enlightenment is a higher state of awareness, but belief is not inferior in that sense. Why did I say this? Think of it this way. Belief is the ladder. Enlightenment is the rooftop. I will say it again. Belief is the ladder, but enlightenment is the rooftop. So, you can't reach the rooftop without the ladder, can you? Of course not. But staying on the ladder forever also prevents you from seeing the full view. This is where the challenge is. Staying on the ladder for too long prevents you from seeing the full view. So, beliefs can comfort, but enlightenment frees you. It frees you. Beliefs gives meaning, okay? Enlightenment gives you understanding. Belief can guide you towards enlightenment, but enlightenment can refine and even elevate your belief. So let's take one of the beliefs. Let's take religious beliefs. Why do the majority of people get stuck in beliefs? They don't climb the ladder. They get stuck in beliefs. Why? From my perspective and understanding and years of existence on this planet Earth, at least my fifth decade going now to the sixth decade, beliefs provide emotional safety. Humans always crave for safety, not so? So beliefs gives you certainty. Beliefs can gives you comfort, and it gives you a sense of belonging. And then, of course, you have a feeling of protection when you cling to a belief. But many people are afraid to question that belief because it makes them feel uncertain. And then it feels dangerous for them to question that belief. So, staying on the ladder, which is the ladder of belief, feels safer for them than questioning that belief to seek out the truth. Another reason why many people, majority of people stay or get stuck in beliefs is humans are conditioned from childhood. All of us, in one way or the other, we are conditioned from childhood. Okay, most of us inherited this religion. We were either born into it as Christians or born into it as Muslims or as Hinduists or Buddhists, as the case may be. It was not through exploration, okay, or personal discovery. We had this conditioning from childhood, from parents, from our culture, from the communities in which we grew up. We had this conditioning for fear of punishment. And then, of course, conditioning came also as a result to promote a reward. Once we are conditioned to accept, not to question, accept a belief, it has some form of reward. And of course, it also came from what we call sacred traditions. We were just born to meet up these conditions the way they are, and then we accepted them just the way we made them. Another reason is social pressure. Social pressure makes beliefs mandatory. So in our societies, Nigeria inclusive, religion is tied to respect. Religion is tied to morality. Religion is tied to family approval. Religion is tied to marriage and social acceptance. But just take a few time to think about it. Now, if you question or you step outside the belief, if you question or you step outside the belief, you risk rejection. Not so. You risk being judged and then labeling. You'll be labeled. And then you become, or you'll be misunderstood by others. So most people stay quiet. They stay very quiet and simply follow the collective belief. So in this instance, belief equals to social survival. Belief equals to social survival. Another reason why people get stuck in the ladder of beliefs is fear of the unknown. Humans like predictability. Humans like certainty. So there's always a fear of the unknown. You know, many religions teach fear of punishment if you deviate from the teachings and the laws of those religions. There's always a fear of punishment. There's the fear of hell. If you deviate or you question, you might go to hell. There's a fear of being led astray as well, and the fear of divine anger. Now there's a supreme being somewhere up in the sky watching you, and when you deviate from this belief, his wrath or anger will descend on you heavily. This fear can shut down inquiry. This fear can shut down inquiry. So humans naturally avoid anything that triggers fear. So they cling to beliefs instead and stay there. No inquiry. Another reason is ego are usually attached to beliefs. Okay, egos are usually attached to belief. You say to yourself, this is who I am. This is what I accept. This is what I practice. This is what I believe. And this is what defines me. But who am I without this belief? Have you ever sat down to ask this question? Who am I without this belief? If I strip this belief off myself, who then am I? But because of ego, it prevents us from going into inquiry, and we stay stuck to the belief system. And beliefs requires no effort. That's another reason. I think that's the sixth reason. Belief requires no effort, but understand it does. You see, belief is easy. Okay, you just receive it, you just accept it, and then you repeat it. But inquiry and understanding require thinking, and people don't love to think. People don't like to think. It involves thinking. It involves reading. People don't read. I'm sure that people don't read. It involves reading. It involves reflecting. It involves challenging assumptions. It involves sitting with discomfort. And most people prefer comfort over growth. Now, many religious systems reward obedience, not inquiry. Many belief systems, religious systems, reward obedience, not inquiry. In many traditions, faith is praised. Faith is seen as noble. Okay? But questioning is discouraged. So doubt is labeled as a sin or a rebellion. So people stay at the belief level or the belief stage because the structure doesn't support or encourage deeper exploration. It doesn't. Well, so in my brief summary, people get stuck in belief because it feels safe. It is socially rewarded. It is emotionally comforting. It protects identity. It avoids fear. It requires no effort. It is culturally enforced. On the other hand, inquiry is risky, uncomfortable, or even punished. But the real truth is this: human beings need belief to navigate life, especially early on in life. You need this belief to navigate life. But humans grow towards enlightenment when they question, when they inquire and seek truth. So the relationship is belief equals to inquiry. Inquiry equals to understanding. And understanding equals to enlightenment. So one is the seed, and the other is the fruit. However, we hold on to the seed. We don't allow the seed to germinate and grow and produce fruits. Eventually, the seed dies, and then we become more confused than we were at the onset when we planted the seed. Move up the ladder. Go into inquiry. From inquiry, you will get understanding. From understanding, you will get enlightenment. See you in another video. Thanks for watching. Please share with others if this video has impacted you, and then give your comments so we can discuss further on this. Thank you.